I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
Are we doing it?
We're doing ad.
Oh,
ad
it's
is
an ad.
it's ad is gone. Shh, Milk.
What?
Unless you're pushing to talk. Push to talk. Push
We
to talk.
Milk, we could use this to our advantage. If we could just get a sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends, we'd be rich.
Can we please start the cast, priest?
This stream was sponsored by Audible.
Priest.
Get a free book today.
Priest.
Code Barcast.
And Audible was sponsored by Skillshare.
Priest.
Hello and welcome to the Barcast News Network, where we give you all of the best Barcast news every week. Your Barcast newscasters for this evening will be a non-pencil,
And then we were demonetized.
enigmatic otaku,
That's okay, because Dollar Shave Club has us covered.
Flamin' Warfer,
Weather here, it's raining sideways.
fucking Milk,
Something about Audible.
Seventh Heaven,
Give me your toes, Jack.
and I am the coronavirus. This week, we have a very special guest. You may know him as a type of cheese that makes lots of gas, but we call him JackRipper.
What?
Your name is
What do you
Jack,
even mean?
and you rip.
I think he
Okay,
means,
alright.
Cheddar Jack or whatever that Jack cheese.
Pleasure to be on, Priest.
Love you. For those who have never tuned in before, hello and welcome. We're a podcast that do stupid shit. We cast every single week with people that you may know. Oh my gosh, I heard an echo. We do things. We're streaming live on Twitch right now. You can catch up on previous casts before with people like Bill Newton and Andrea Libman and Jake the Army Guy and who knows who else. And you can catch up on previous episodes on places like iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, all the wonderful places. We also do things to help horses that are in rescues, but we'll talk about that more later on. We're streaming live right now on Twitch, and so what are questions we want to ask our guest?
Well, we're not going to ask our guest about anything political or religious. We're not going to ask our guest anything too personal, like, what their social security number is or where they live. But this guest apparently can handle our bullshit, so we're going to ask him all the other awful stuff, and I already have a question from the chat, which I love. Just don't be dickholes in the chat, otherwise I'll shove things into you and or ban you. So don't do that. Also, Priest, we have some drinking words. What are our drinking words today, Priest?
Why, yeah, speaking of dick holes, shove some alcohol in your dick holes if you hear the words, I don't know, or foot. So, do it, and don't die.
Please don't go to the hospital. We've dealt with that once already. Please don't do it again. Drink water. Drink responsibly.
So, without further ado, let's subject our guests to some actual questions, because that's what we do here at the Barcast News Network. Not actually. We're a podcast.
Priest, we have a question from the chat.
It's true. Other guy has our first question of the night, which asks, how much does his dick weigh when moist?
This is the first question, huh? This is where we're
Yep.
going with this.
This is the first question they asked.
I mean, how much does an average dick weigh?
Hold on, I can find out.
When erect.
Can your dick absorb that blue sample liquid in the toilet commercials?
I mean, I don't think so.
Sounds like you haven't tried.
It's not like a sponge, you know what I mean?
Are we including your balls or just the shaft?
Let's include the balls for completeness sake.
Okay, with testicles, you're looking at about 3/4 of a pound for the average size American dick. But if you're above average,
1/4 of a pound, really?
You're thinking more
3/4
like
of a pound.
for like a large dick. You're thinking erect penis. You're thinking about a pound, including the balls.
Let's go with a pound then. I'll be nice to myself tonight.
There you go.
Jack is ready to give a pounding.
Is that why they call it pounding people?
Hey!
Probably.
Got him.
Jokes.
You mean the hashtag sign, right?
Please continue before it's too late.
Without further ado, we have some actual interview questions because that's what we do here. Let's start with the very, very basics, Jack. Who are you, and what do you do in the fandom?
I am JackRipper. I am a author and story approver and Discord moderator on the FimFic Discord. I haven't been up to it for a while, but I do plan on writing more in the upcoming months, and I may be responsible for some of the stories that get approved if you're new to the site, although it's probably Majin, more than likely. He's the busiest one out of all of us.
To be fair, thank you
that's
for
about
your sacrifice on jumping on top of that new story queue. We can only
Thank
imagine
you for
what
your
horrors
service.
you've seen.
I don't know. You get used to it, which probably isn't a good thing, but you know, anything you could imagine of popping up in the queue, it's there.
Good. I'm happy to hear that it exists if we can think it. So,
When me and Dustin would write, those stories, we would time it so that he was the only story approver online and had to be the one to do them.
You do have the ability to skip stories in the queue so that other people can do them instead of you. And sometimes I would just skip over it and let Majin deal with it instead because I think he's too plastered most of the time to care. Which is great for me.
That's a great standard of fiction being put onto the site. Are we drunk enough to handle this? Approve. That's like the Rob Cakrin 53 method of approving stories.
Hey, just think of the real horror is you look under the new stories feed and you're like, wow, this is the stuff that made it. This is the filtered stuff. Imagine what's on the other side. You get stuff that's in, Chinese. You get stuff that's nothing but emojis. You get broken English all the time. If you think the grammar of some of these stories is real bad, I've seen worse. Every red tag on the site is in the queue, sometimes worse. And, sometimes it takes multiple of us to decide if something should really go on the site. Any questionable thing you can think of, it's there.
Well, at least we don't have hoof holding on our wonderful site. Next question that we have. How did you get into MLP? What got you into this fandom?
Oh, man. That was a long time ago. When I was younger? This is a bit of a personal question. Or not like... I'll answer it. But basically, when I was younger, my home life wasn't great. I mean, like... My parents would argue a lot, right? So I was angry a lot. So I had anger issues, basically. And I think Seven can attest that he's heard me when I'm mad. But, like, this was, like, times 15 worse. Like, I'd break stuff. But writing and stuff like that, and the show, would calm me down. So, I don't watch as much as I used to, because, I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to be. But it wasn't nice. So, that's basically why I'm here. And then, it hooked me. I think
Well, we're
around
glad
season
you're
2.
here, then.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
What is my purpose? You approve stories.
Oh my god.
I have to remark how strange it is that usually on this podcast, getting into the fandom is usually a more personal question than asking about dick sizes.
Yeah, I mean, like, who cares? Dick size, probably the national average. Like,
what is your
Wait.
favorite?
I was gonna say,
Go ahead, Pencil.
the national average for the American male is just over 5 inches, so you know what? Okay.
okay, maybe more than that.
Yay!
Look, I haven't taken a ruler to it, but
I mean, what are you
know,
waiting for? It's the
I can-
podcast.
Okay. I'm not answering that.
Let's do this. Live tick measuring.
We can get back to real questions now.
Well,
That wasn't a
This
real
is-
question?
this is now the Barcast News Network. Oh god. What is your favorite part of the fandom? The online community, fanfics, cons, music. What ends up keeping you here with us degenerates?
Oh, I love the music, but it's been kind of dwindling lately, hasn't it? I haven't read as much as I used to, admittedly. I guess I would say the community is the best part for me, anyway. Just like the people I've met, you know. There are many people who I now refer to on a first name basis and talk to almost daily, just because I've met them here and I otherwise wouldn't have.
Aw.
Yeah.
Ew, first name basis. I still
Hey,
call these
stop.
fucks by their online handles.
Hey, listen. You and I are not the same, okay?
Got him.
Maybe let's keep it that way.
Hey Jack, what's your first name?
You get 3 guesses.
Names though.
Hey, I made my username this way for convenience sake. A long time ago.
Well, clearly your name is Raphael.
Damn, dude.
Makes sense.
You're really gonna dox me live on stream like this?
Nellen, the final season of Generation 4 is over, and we're getting ready to move into Generation 4.5. Where do we, as a community, go from here to not only keep ourselves as strong as we are now, but continue to grow?
We're not going into 5? It's 4.5?
Well, Pony Life
Oh,
bears a lot of resemblance to...
I love that trailer that came out because you could just
Do you?
feel the frenzy of people getting mad.
So you didn't like the trailer, you liked
No,
the
I don't
reaction to
care.
the trailer.
No, I don't care. I just love the anger it brought. It was great.
You're one
Like,
of those.
there's so many... there's so many people that have negative opinions of it. If it
You want to watch
generates...
the world burn.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
But,
did you see all the hate people had that their mouths are going over their faces? Their eyes, I mean.
That's strange. I still haven't seen it. Well, no,
That's
I
what
have.
eyes do.
I
What are you
think.
talking about?
I haven't
they
even
say?
finished season 8. I should probably do that.
Well, I mean,
That
they
might be
essentially
wise.
Teen Titans goad it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically where we're at. I don't know. What would I say? Like, for the community? It's a tough question. Because, I think people stuck around for, like, the quality of the show. So I think it's really up to the writers if they want to make it, like, really eye-catching to attract new people to join in. Because I don't know how else you'd get bigger numbers to, like, grow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's up to them if they want it to be a success, and they have to be willing to make it a success.
It's up to the showrunners. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling good as hell. We'll move on to the next question. Last but not least, who is best pony?
Fluttershy.
My man!
Oh no.
I'll allow it. I will allow that.
Why?
Then
Why?
my-
Defend your wrong opinion.
She is everything I will never be,
Oh.
which is
Ooh.
like kind all the time. No matter who the person is, her like degree of empathy is so absurd that it's almost like harmful. But I respect that because it's a lot easier to be mad and angry at people than to be nice to people, and I'm real bad at that. I try my patience and civility has gotten better over the years, but it's like you can push me pretty hard, and eventually I'll hit back. You know what I mean? So that's my reasoning. My opinion of the characters has evolved over the years, but I don't think any of the main 6 anyway. I don't dislike any of them, but I think I've always liked her the best.
Well,
It's because she's got the biggest tits, right?
Yeah, thank you, Enigma.
Well, there you go. Of course. That's a long-winded way of saying that. I mean,
Yeah. I should have just skipped to the chase, really.
The TDs. We got questions out in our thread. The first set of questions come to you from Ludus, who starts by asking, "Why are you so perfect?"
I'm quick to disagree with that statement, but I do think I have a lot of good going for me in my life, all things considered. But I'm like, this year has already been pretty rough, man. Like, all the shit that's been going on recently. I'd say, obviously I'm not perfect, but I think I have a very strong mental fortitude. You know, comes with being a story approver, I guess. But like, it takes a lot to get me to have like a panic attack, basically. So I can keep my head on my shoulders for a while, and I'm good at planning. So I'm like, more of the disciplined type ever since I got into college and trying to get my degree. So I guess, I don't know. That's it.
Awesome.
Just disciplined. Don't procrastinate a lot. Things like that.
How much does it take to get an erection out of you?
Oh, dude, hair trigger. Whisper sweet nothings into my ear. I'm raring to go.
Fluttershy as shit.
Okay. I've never been more soft in my life.
for me,
I'm glad
just whisper that
I
you
know
want
I
to
can
chicken
still do
tenders.
that to men.
That's her power must be controlled.
She's too dangerous to be left alive.
She's too dangerous to be kept alive.
I'll control that. Wait, no, that came out wrong. Next question.
Wow.
And why are
you
you
out to dinner for that?
Why are you the one person I'm gay for?
I spec'd all my points into charisma when I was born, and then like the perception skill tree, just fuck that. No interest in that. Basically half blind. I think I've gotten pretty good at talking to people. I think I can credit a lot of that to this show, because I think when you write a lot, it helps you form your thoughts into words, so you don't have to like think as hard, basically. And if you're like really good at talking to people, then they like look up to that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm good at talking to people, therefore more people are more likely to like me. That's where I'm getting at with that.
Well, we like you.
I appreciate that, Priest. I like you too.
Aww.
By that logic,
Yay.
everyone must like me.
No.
Fucking wrong.
I think you might be jumping to conclusions there a little bit.
Speaking of questions and loving people, Flam Buoyant has the next question. Still think horses are sexy? Question mark.
I'm not
Lots of
responding to
love. Heck. Oh.
that. I'm not responding to that.
Is there a story behind this question?
Story time! Story time!
Yes. He basically asked me like what I like, and then I sent him something that I like, and he outed me and proceeded to roast me for it. So he gets nothing from me anymore.
Where? Like publicly on Facebook or something?
No DMs.
Oh, okay. Whew. It's like he outed you. I was like,
No.
outed you where?
In DMs, he basically roasted me, so he gets nothing from me.
It's not outing you if he's just roasting you. Outing you means he's revealing to others, like we're doing here publicly.
I mean, yeah, he's outing me by posting this question.
Ah, I see. I get your point. I got it.
Ah. So you're a filthy fucking clopper.
There you go.
I think everyone.
My mother warned me about those kinds of people.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. Works for me. Next question. RK Striker JK5 is up next and has, what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Tough, dude. Right now, I watch a lot of Ruby for shows, but if you come for quality, I don't think that's the show you really want to go to. But this new season is pretty good. Probably one of the better ones.
Agree.
Huh?
The episode
Yeah.
today was fucking fantastic.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil, please.
I'm not spoiling anything, but you know what? The season's been on the up and up.
It's been so much better than the last season, where it started off so good and then just went down the fucking drain.
They Game of Thrones the last season, but at
It's
least
so
so.
Slab,
sad.
when he said Ruby, I heard you lean in.
There you
Jack,
go.
here's the question though: who's the best
Yeah.
of the four main girls?
Weiss.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Fuck
you're literally
you,
Weiss.
you
You are
fucking-
literally Weiss,
fucking-
but as a guy.
Well, to be fair,
What
Weiss
the fuck?
isn't as annoying anymore.
I don't have an abusive father though.
Is Weiss the rich white girl?
Ice Queen, yeah.
What do you
I
think?
think yes.
Aren't they all white girls?
Who's
Her name literally translates to white snow. Like
I
come on.
like the white girl. Or, sorry, the kitty girl.
the white girl.
I like the white girl. Priest
I like the
2020.
white kitty girl.
I mean the kitty girl.
Yes, the fair-skinned ones, very nice.
I like the female one.
Blake is pretty emo. Not a big fan.
I like the one with
Not
the
gonna lie,
breasts.
I never. Yang is best girl, obviously, but regardless of the fact, I don't know. Blake really was never my favorite character in any of the seasons, but my God, she looks like quality in this season. I will tell you that right now.
I think that goes credit to the team
Yeah, she's
for her
got some.
design.
She's got some Kali vibes right now, and that's.
I know what you mean with that.
Mhm.
Speaking of collies and sex with dogs, the next question is from a level 95 Mudkip. How do you feel about all the authors who spam post one chapter stories that are sequels to previous one chapter stories instead of just adding chapters like a normal person? Oof.
By technicality, that is against the rules on FibFic. So I'm not a fan. I can understand why people do it because, like, it does generate more heat, like 100%. This site has a tendency to piss me off. Well, like the user base, I guess, does sometimes because the second you post a one shot that's like, you know, a good 3,000-4,000 words, it's really good. You've come up with a good conclusion for it too. Everyone clamors for more, right? In the comments, like, oh, this is really good. You should write more. But the second you write a story that's open-ended and you plan to add more chapters, like chaptered fics, you get no traction. It's just dead on the water, dead on arrival. And I like, that's why I understand why people would release in one-shots, is because it's really good for the ratings. But it's just like, we try to not, like, put up with it.
How
So-
long does a sequel have to be if it's one chapter? How long does that story have to be before you think it's reasonable that it's its own story?
It just really depends on a case-by-case basis. Like, if
You
it's
know,
like,
you know when you see it.
yeah.
I feel
Like,
like,
I do this, so I'm curious.
it should be like more self-contained, right?
Yeah, if it's like obviously like if it's independent, like obviously independent of its other like its original story, then like we won't care. But if it's obviously you're just like piggybacking off the last story over and over again, then that's like we'll tell you to condense that stuff. And I won't listen.
I'm glad you guys haven't done that to me with my Berry Punch stories, so thank you.
Okay, well, let me just.
Well, I've been
fix
doing
it
the
real
same.
quick.
I've been doing the same thing with the date series, and I'm already in enough hot water.
You know
You're
what's
in
the
hot
worst?
water, really?
No.
Oh shit! Nope. That's
Let me-
Tony Drama. Moving on.
You
Let
know
me,
what's the worst
Let me look
version
your
of that?
name up real quick. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh shit!
Are you
Actually-
actually in hot water? I'm curious.
No,
You're not in
no.
hot- You haven't done shit in 3 years, Priest. What are you talking about?
Ooh, have I done shit? Have I done shit recently? I
Hold
never
on.
get contacted by mods ever.
Hold on. I'll tell you.
Please.
Am I the only one here that got banned?
I've never
you
done
got
that.
banned?
Yeah,
I got a
banned
warning
for a
once.
day.
I got a warning once.
You have. If you got a warning, it's not even here. Someone wasn't doing their job.
Woohoo! This was like when I first came onto the site, so we'll see.
Then no. I think you're fine.
Small party time. Thank you, my friend. We should move on because I'm just like fascinated now.
You got sidetracked. A lot of people when they talk to me for the first time, they are curious about my spooky powers.
See, today on the Barcast, we learned we are all good little boys and girls that follow the rules.
Except me. Also, I just wanted to say Jack is right about the comments. I wrote a story where the main character literally died at the end, and people were asking for a sequel.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter how closed your story was. If you planned it out and you're like, this is a good conclusion, people will ask for more if they liked it. And
It's very true.
fucking irritating.
I know people have reported my stories, though. That's about it. It's funny.
I could check that too.
I know I was told once, and I know the mods laughed because,
Yeah.
of course, it wasn't true what they were saying, and I just giggled at that.
We recently brought it up on a site post that you can't just report stories and not attach to a reason to it anymore because the number of dud reports we got that are useless to us is so high. Like, I could go into the report section right now, and there is not. Yeah, that's not a good description. Thank you.
I think the only times I've ever reported a story is if there's literal genitalia in the cover art.
Nice. Amazing.
Anyway.
You would think that for a fan fiction site, people would actually like read the rules if they're
Nah.
interested in reading.
Who reads on this site?
Rules are optional.
Dear Diary, I wish I could read.
Next question.
Number 2 from RK Striker JK5. Have you done any fan-related content for non-MLP franchises?
I don't think so, to be honest. And that's probably not great because I've only ever written stuff for this fandom. I've never written anything else. Like, I can't remember the last time I had the power to talk about hands. I guess that's not true. I did EQG stuff, which was like a first for me last year. But, yeah, I haven't done it much else. I might do it, but honestly, like, FemFic is just such a good platform for, like, getting people to read your shit that I don't know where else I'd go to do stuff like that. Like, where am I going to go? Fanfiction.net? That's a good joke. I might consider it if you could point me to a platform that would be
just as good as FemFic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't freaking
nope.
Wattpad?
AO3?
Bro, you can create your own tags on there. It is pure cancer.
Reddit r/writing prompts.
Sticky notes on a dark alley?
Write in Sharpie on a bathroom door.
Speaking of getting sticky, the next question is, have you ever met a Vorlon named Kosh?
I don't know any of those words that you just brought up.
It's from Babylon 5.
I remember looking this question up too, and I still have no idea what it's about. Like, Googling it provided no context for me, so I'll just leave it like that.
Good.
I guess no. That's the answer to the question.
Up next, we have the best lovely princess of FemFic himself.
Skirts.
Short Skirts and Explosions, asking, what doth life?
What does doth mean? I know it's archaic, but is that...
I think it is originating from the word dothan, meaning to dote.
That doesn't help.
What
do you like in life?
What doth life?
Thank you.
That's what it means. It means what doth life.
It's just an archaic version of do, an old third-person version. That's it.
That sentence doesn't make sense.
That's why what do was a thing. What do was a meme based on like Shakespeare plays, if I remember correctly.
Wait, so are you guys saying it's like an old-timey version of saying "What it do, my fellow youth"?
What is it?
Yes, actually.
How
yes.
it be? I'm doing okay.
How it be?
I have a lot of stuff coming up in the upcoming weeks, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep up with all of it, but I'm going to try.
Do your best.
Can do
Thank God this is on a Saturday.
Woohoo!
Because no other time would have worked.
I believe in you! Succeed! Do well!
That makes one of us.
Shit.
Speaking of shit, the next question is from Lofty Withers, who asks, what is best in life?
I don't know, chocolate milk with a hot cinnamon roll on a cold day in warm socks.
Is it time to talk about chocolate milk?
It's time for me to ask, what temperature, if somebody were to say, hey, would you like some chocolate milk, what temperature would you assume you are being served?
Cold, like really cold.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but it goes in the fridge. It's not cocoa. It's milk.
Yes.
What do people leave milk out on the counter or something? Freaking
Somebody in this group, until just last weekend, was under the belief that the words chocolate milk referred to warmed up milk and chocolate.
Chocolate
Right.
milk is universal, regardless
Just drink
of
hot
temperature.
chocolate.
That's what it is. It's hot. There's hot chocolate and chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is cold Enigma.
I didn't make it hot. I just made it room temperature.
Why the fuck are you doing that?
Dude,
I mean,
Pencil,
you
you know what
do
the worst
you,
part of this
man,
is?
but I'm not interested.
The worst part of this is that means that person never had chocolate milk, otherwise they would know. That's a sad life.
Oh no, Enigma just doesn't like cold drinks because he's a fucktard. Unless it's Coke, in which case it has to be icy fucking cold. And also he doesn't use his lips to eat food. If he takes a bite of anything, he pulls his lips back like he's in fucking pain. Okay, I need to stop. I need to start drinking and stop. Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do like advanced math on the spot right now?
No.
So you're saying you don't know?
I don't know.
Thank you. Freaking.
Well, let's shove our foots into our mouth for the next question.
All right.
Tell me about Whitechapel.
I actually went to Whitechapel. I don't know if it was a year or 2 years ago now. My dementia's kicking in. I went to London, Amsterdam, and Paris. I think it was on my blogs that I posted all of it on. But I went with my family, and we actually toured Whitechapel, where all the murders took place, and we kind of did his route. And it's as shitty as it was back then. It's no better. It's kind of a slump.
So prostitutes everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, it was literally...
I don't think... No, there were no prostitutes when we went, but, it wouldn't surprise me if later in the day there were some around, but...
Wait,
I
did
don't
you
know,
actually go to, the apartments that the murders happened in?
Yep,
Did you go to Mary Jane Kelly's?
Yep. I did the whole 9 yards. I went through everything. That was when the Illuminati were still going, so that's one of the big running theories, is that it was actually a string of people committing the murders, and it was like an organized crime thing.
Very unlikely.
Did you know that recently they found a they inspected a skull, and it had the DNA from one of the people, which it's not 100%, but it could have been him. But did you also know that they went through and colorized some of the crime scene photos, and it's even worse than before when you look at them?
I don't think so.
I can imagine.
It's not really that bad. Anyway.
I thought Jack the Ripper was a Zodiac.
Please tell me you're joking so I don't cry.
I am definitely joking.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just memeing. I promise.
Sounds like genuine hurt in your voice.
It's not even the same centuries.
Okay, thank you.
Now then, Alex _ is up next, asking questions, all Britishly. Number 1, what gets you going?
I don't know what this question is asking.
What makes you tingly in your jinglies?
What makes your Peter tingle?
Can I not answer that?
No.
Fuck.
Is it ponies?
Is this the heck question?
Yeah.
This guy's attracted to horses.
Let's move on, because our guest said he wanted to, and we're respectful of our guests, even when they're being pussies.
I'm not answering that one, Alex.
He's being a pussy. Let's move on.
There you go.
Okay, we won't ask you about sex. Next question is kill, fuck, marry between Chap Penguin,
I'll answer this one.
and Professor Plum.
I will absolutely marry 100%.
So real names? No.
It's alright. Chapped
Fuck's
penguin
sake.
lips.
For
Sorry.
fuck's sake, we've like 3-year-olds!
Okay.
Answer the fucking question right, you bitch, so we have to edit this now.
I want to marry chapped penguin lips.
And then?
I haven't called him by his username in probably years.
Well, don't.
Okay.
What are your other answers?
We have a kill and a Mary.
I'll just kill Plum, and then that means I have to fuck Majin. That's not the worst case scenario.
I have to fuck Majin.
I have to fuck Majin.
I have to fuck Majin. Fucking Alex, post that on our Twitter right now.
Make it trending.
Yep. Hashtag I have to fuck Majin.
Number 3. What is the secret of good health and longevity?
Longevity, hold on. Longevity?
Longevity.
Longevity.
What's the secret to longitude and latitude?
Longevity.
Long titty.
Latitude.
Longevity.
I'm so fucking tired.
It's true.
It's not even that late, bro. What happened?
Life.
I've started working out again recently. It's horrible. But my main motivator, people kept asking me if that was my New Year's resolution, and that wasn't really the intent. I just wanted to start working out again for the new, spring semester. Because we have, a decked-out gym at my apartment, so I was like, might as well use it.
Gotta stay in shape for that statics class, bro.
My main motivation is I don't want to die by, 50 of heart disease, so I think that's a good one.
Smart.
Yeah, that's, I guess, just keep exercise mentally and physically is the secret to good health, which sounds pretty
gay.
It's easy when it's on paper. Speaking of paper, next question is, what's the worst thing you've ever had in your mouth?
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that was horrible. I got okay, how about I'll just give you something generic. How about a warhead? Those are terrible.
Bro, they're so good. What do you mean?
No. Anyone who eats sour things for pleasure, extremely sour things, is just a closet masochist. And you know it.
I like sour things.
Yeah, you're a masochist. I told you this. This is why everyone hates on you, Enigma.
People hate on me?
We do. So much.
What?
Speaking of closet masochists, Bahamut I'm
not answering that question. I'm just gonna... He basically offered to commission me a story with, I guess her name is Strawberry Sunrise, and Applejack hate fucking each other. And it's dawned on me that I'm not very good at writing porn. So
you should try.
I'm working on it. I released a new story. It's my newest one. That's a coming of age story.
But that's not all that's coming or released. Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha.
But I'm working on the second chapter right now, and that should be. It's a third of the way done. I just need to. I have it all outlined. I outlined it in an 8-hour flight because I was bored, and I was like, this looks like it could be something good. But
okay,
I have to actually get my fat ass up and write it.
So I wasn't the only one who had this Klopp story idea then.
No, probably not. This has been a years old concept at this point.
Fuck. Here I am thinking I was being original.
Yeah, no, I assure you, nothing on the site is original anymore.
Accurate. True.
Which is okay, but, coming up with something brand new, very difficult. I respect it, though.
Interesting. Now then, Muggine's up next and asks, what sort of traumatizing childhood experience led you to becoming a story prover?
I don't know.
That's too fucking real.
I don't think. Well, it didn't happen during my I didn't have any traumatizing childhood experiences that led to me becoming a story approver. Any trauma that I may have had during my childhood had nothing to do with that. I did it. Chapped Penguin Lips, not his real name, asked me, and I said yes because I wanted to help him out because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And then Majin ended up carrying me anyway, so you can thank him for a good majority of the stories that get released on the site. I come in and help him when he asks. That's when that happens. If he's like, this is too much shit, Jack. Can you help? I'll be like, yeah, I got you.
Speaking of getting you, it's time for questions with that other guy. Which we don't have a fancy jingle for. It's just time.
No, yeah, and he asked you to refresh, so make sure you're refreshed.
What am I?
Oh, I'm going to do a refresh. Ding. Okay, we're good.
Then let's do it.
How does this picture, Jack, make you feel?
Where am I looking here? Oh.
Behind the counter.
Oh, I see it. I don't know what this is.
Despacito.
I know the song. It's overrated. These are OCs and they're spiders. Are they fucking? Is that what they're
spider seas?
Pony spiders.
I mean, it's not my thing, dude. But go for it, I guess. I'm probably not going to talk to you, but that's okay.
The Spooder Cooter is a real thing.
Okay, I'm going to pretend like it's not.
Too late.
If that's all right with you.
No, it's not all right.
Now we gotta ask Majin to save for you next time that you story approve pony spider sex.
Everyone go out and write pony spider sex stories so that Jack has to approve them.
That shit will rot in the queue for as long as it's in there. I'll leave it for Meester because that dude nothing phases him at all.
I love Meester. Like,
he's a unit of a person.
He is the hero that we need, not the one we deserve.
No, we definitely don't deserve anything he does.
Now then, Seton's up next. Number 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy, but it's just so good?
I don't really eat snacks. Like, I don't eat things at the computer because I don't want to gunk up my keyboard, you know. I'll drink tea at my desk, which has sugar, but I don't think it's really that bad for you. Unless it is, and that's like what contributes to a caffeine addiction or something. My favorite candy is Kit Kats, but I don't really eat them a whole lot. I got some for Christmas here, but I haven't touched them. So I don't really eat snacks at my desk.
So do you break off the Kit Kats, or do you take a big bite of them like a heathen?
That's disgusting. Please don't bring that up. I break them off. That's the only real way to eat them.
I eat them whole.
Like a whore.
I have to remove them real quick.
You break that fancy feast.
How do you get to your friends? Oh, I found
He's
it.
He's gonna delete my whole fanfiction account.
Just up
I'm about to end this soul man's career.
I have the ability to do that right now.
But I'm with him. I'll be eating like hot wings.
Do you guys know of the spammer who keeps coming back and posting the fetish thing? Yeah, we have the ability to delete users right now instantly in case he comes around.
I hope that you don't delete everything. I hope you just remove all the info, and so that his description, all it says is, "You don't eat Kit Kats like that, you fucking asshole."
No, when you hit the delete user button like that, it purges everything.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, so it is literally shut it down, shut it all down.
Not only does it purge everything, there's no trace that you existed either. And it's like not recoverable.
Jesus.
You should call this thing the Thanos Snap.
It is a Thanos Snap. That's a good name for it.
Wow.
But Nighty isn't much of a joker, so I think if I petition to call it the Thanos Snap in the little box where it says to delete users, he probably wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't be about that.
He's not a big fan, though. He's become battle-hardened over the years.
I believe that. People will blame him for anything.
Yeah, no, they're quick to blame him.
That's why when you go to the FimFig Discord, you always see him on like Factorio because he doesn't want to deal with it.
I wouldn't want to either.
Speaking of not wanting to, the next question is, what is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
I don't really have weird fears. But two biggest fears would probably be fear of failure. Like failing like any kind, like tests, quizzes, things like that. Life.
Mm-hmm.
And very deep water.
Oh, that's a weird fear. That's a fair weird fear.
That's not weird. That's pretty common.
Well, yeah.
I played all the way through Subnautica, the first one. Easily one of the scariest games I've ever played.
You should play Soma.
I have Soma. I got bored.
Those games are on my list.
Subnautica is horrible. I hate it so much. There's a part, I don't know if, I don't want to spoil.
Don't spoil. No spoil, please.
If you go to the edge of the world, there's a treat waiting for you. How about that? I'll leave it at that.
Fantastic. That's perfect, actually. I like that. Thank you.
Yggdrasil.
No. But, well, I mean, you might reach another life. Yeah.
There you go. So I'm telling you, like, deep water is kind of a weird fear. It might be common, but it is weird. So there you go.
You want me to play it on fucking Screaming Closet? Get wrecked. We're moving to the next question. Number 3. Why is bag milk the best milk?
I don't really have to acknowledge that as a question, right? Like,
yes, you do.
I mean,
we have you here.
Who does that? The Canadians?
Yes.
Why? I don't.
They say it's easier to store it.
Is it? Well, I feel like it would just wobble, you know?
But also, what do you do when you open it? Like,
wouldn't it be weak, the bag? Or is it like
no
a plastic bag?
Yes, the bag is weak. That's why you take the entire bag and you put it inside a milk pitcher and then cut only the edge of the bag and then pour it out from the bag in the pitcher so that way it has structural integrity, and then seal the bag with a milk bag clip that is not unlike that of a chip clip.
So basically just a milk carton but softer.
No. Let me go find a picture of this for you.
Or you could just put it in a box, like...
Yeah. Exactly that. Exactly fucking that.
Or a jug.
It seems unnecessary.
It's all so unnecessary. Here, let me show you exactly how stupid this is for your own feelings.
You want to know what this is? This is their version of the imperial system. They have to go through all this work just to drink milk, and then they have to defend it to the rest of the world.
Dude, look at this. Look at it.
What? What's the point?
Thank you! It's so stupid!
Why not just cut open the top of the bag, pour it into the pitcher?
Yeah, right? And then, like, put a lid on the pitcher, or, I don't know, just sell the milk in a jug or carton.
Or, like...
Fuck, man.
Like, the way he's pouring it, it's obvious he's done it a lot, but what if you, like, make the cut wrong and it just sprays out the sides?
I don't know,
common.
Man.
That's common.
It's so stupid.
But you ever wake up in the morning to take a piss and the stream just splits in half? What happens then? You just got milk all over your table.
I've asked you about that later. Actually.
Bro, what about when it comes out in 3 streams, though? That's like game over.
What the fuck are you...
That's what we call the Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Ultimate deceit. When your own penis betrays you.
Alright.
Avengers Assemble. Next question. What is your one annoying habit? So something other people do that just drives you crazy, or something you do that just really pisses people off?
Biting my nails. Really not good. I'm trying to stop, but it's like a nervous habit. I do it like when I'm anxious. I need like, I don't want to say a fidget spinner because that's kind of cringe, but I need something to occupy my thoughts with something other than my nails.
It's called masturbating.
Yeah, just do that in public, huh? See where that gets you.
Yeah.
Jail.
Yeah.
You won't be biting your nails anymore.
You'll be in jail.
You'll bite your nails in jail, yeah. Nothing changes.
You can also masturbate in jail, that's a thing. Moving on, number 5. What is the theme song for your sex life?
I guess no song at all?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
Okay. Or Me and My Shadow. Number 6. Do you watch anime by chance? If so, what are your favorites?
Man, come on. You see the profile picture. You could have figured that one out on your own, right?
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Prove your weeb power.
I do watch a lot of anime. If you called me a weeaboo, you know, That wouldn't be false.
What is your favorite?
My favorite? Right now, I'm watching a new one called Somali and the Guardian, and it's like a cute thing about like the last human girl wandering up the world with her like golem guardian. It's sweet and atmospheric and cool. But the profile picture comes from Darling in the Franxx. Her name is 02. That's I think question 8 he has there as well.
Yeah, question 8 here is
I don't know.
But please continue.
Yeah, I think my favorite anime of last year, because this year just started, would probably be The Promised Neverland. If you've ever heard of it.
No.
It is very good. It is dark psychological horror mystery. It is of a orphanage, and without spoiling things, it's of these orphans that live with their foster mother in this like walled off area, and they learn a dark secret about the house they live in, which changes their life forever, and all they want to do now is get out.
Oh, fuck.
It's really good, and the first episode is like a literal jaw-dropper at the end. And it's like, you never expect a twist. It's like, oh, is the mama a killer or something? No, it's not. It's so much more than a bad twist like that, you know what I mean?
This sounds way less comedic than Ghost Stories.
Oh, it is not. No, I love Ghost Stories, though. That's such a funny anime.
Ghost Stories, specifically with the American dubs, is how you have to watch it. Like, that's how it has to be done.
I don't know any person who probably watches the Japanese, like, intended Ghost Stories.
You know the story of that, where they, like, had it sold off because it was so horrible, and then, like, the subtitling people were like, do whatever you want with it. It's just terrible, so they just had fun.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one, too. But my friend and I, we always look for new things to watch, and there's not much right now, but we're watching My Hero Academia, because that's come on recently. Ruby doesn't really count, it's not Japanese. And we're watching Somali. It's really good, you should check it out.
Will do. Number 8, who is your waifu or husbando, and why are they shit?
I don't keep a porn stash, by the way, in case you're wondering. I don't get why people do that. It's not very hard to... It's not really like hard to look new...
Sometimes you want to make a Hall of Fame of the best of the best,
there's nothing like... good. I don't think that... Maybe my standards are just really high, but there's nothing good enough to, like, hold on to for a very long time.
But, like, what if you made porn?
I mean, then it's not really like...
You know, some people just want to...
If you make it? Well, then isn't it like... Wouldn't it be, like, uploaded somewhere or something like that?
Nah, for personal use, my friend, for personal use.
Is it of yourself?
See, that would be telling.
That's seems a little vain, but okay.
You could be drawing your own pornography to fact it.
Yeah, sometimes...
Ye old cavemen.
Sometimes you want to have a portfolio.
I respect that. That's okay. But like, just grabbing other people's stuff, like it's easy to reach for if I want it, and if for some reason it were to be deleted off the face of the world, like that'd be sad. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Seems unlikely to me.
Enigma makes all his own fat material. He just posts it on FinPic.
Who is my waifu? I guess 02, Darling in the Franxx. But I don't know. I don't really have a waifu, I'd say. But I guess it would have to be
What about
her.
Neo?
She's... Well, okay. If it's Neo, it's pretty much the same answer either way. They're both fucking sociopaths, kind of bipolar
Neo is
and demented.
runner-up for best.
That's why they're shit. They're not good people. But
no one said she's a good person.
Yeah, but they're flawed, and that's why they're good. I suppose it gives them depth.
Hey, you know Roman was getting some of that ice cream.
Oh, dude, why do you think Neo holds such a grudge?
I also like the Matrix.
Ruby stopped that dick train in its tracks. That's why she's out for revenge.
Dude, the train has no brakes.
She's gonna get her dick one way or the other, and Ruby's gonna pay.
Probably.
That's why she's going after Oscar now.
I hope the newest season of Ruby is like a Volume 3 thing, because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm like a big fan of dark stories. So Volume 3 of Ruby, where everything went wrong, one of my favorites. Easy, probably my favorite season, where everything fucked up for the heroes, and it wasn't obvious if they were going to be okay or not.
I just can't believe someone named after Jack the Ripper loves dark things.
I know, crazy. Serial killers.
One last thing, I'm just literally waiting for Neo to actually say something one time and just subvert expectations that she's
I hope she never says shit.
And she just says, no, I just never found say.
It's amazing to me how one of the best characters of the show is someone who said not a single word.
Right.
I think it gives them some creativity too, because they can say stuff that or they can do stuff that normally other characters wouldn't be forced to do.
Fair.
Darling in the Franxx, the show was very good. Not for everyone, but very good until near the end when it just kind of turned into a garbage fire. But that's okay, because I still think the music and the rest of it was pretty good.
Well said. Speaking of garbage fire, we're just about halfway through the cast.
Oh, man.
So, that means it's time for us to talk about Horse Rescue Charity. This just in. Horses can't get the coronavirus.
Yay?
Yay! But that doesn't mean we can't stop paying attention to them, because we love them and they are good horses. And for just $1 a month, you can donate to the Barcast's Patreon, where 100% of all of our proceeds, all of our ads on videos, every single dollar that we make through our endeavors go directly to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary in fucking Red Wings Horse Sanctuary, California.
Good job.
They have their own city now.
They're in Southern California, and please know that your money actually does go directly to a horsey sponsor. His name is Lil Bit, and it helps him get hoof trims, it helps him get medicine, it helps him get groomed, and helps him get, basic health and food. So please, please donate, and if you don't feel like you're donating actual money, or you can't, there's a little diamond in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. When you click it, you have the chance to get bits. And you can get bits by watching a few ads. And you'll get the bits, and you can donate to us, and we'll get real money out of it. So please feel free to do that. The little dime in the lower right-hand corner of your chat box on Twitch. Click it, then say get bits, and then click watch ad, and you'll get some bits you can give us. And the person who donates the most bits will get a shout-out on air at the end of the stream.
It's true. As well as those who give out subscriptions to us, such as Fed Air Kid, who became a top first-tier subscriber just this cast.
Thank you.
In addition to that, if you donate to our Patreon, it gives you sweet Discord privileges to let you see things that you shouldn't be seeing. Like what I'm putting in our chat right now.
What are you putting in our chat? Oh, shit. Okay. Fuck. Shit! Okay, well, if you want to see that, please donate.
Now then, without further ado, we still have more questions for Jack. Jack, we have questions from Hawthorne Bunny, who says, welcome to the cast. Here are my questions. Number 1, on a scale of 1 to James Bond, how glamorous is the story approver lifestyle?
I mean, he couldn't come up with a 1 on the scale. He can't. He did James Bond as 10, but I think even James Bond,
I think James Bond is 7, though.
He has a real high chance of dying on any excursion he goes out on, right? If that's 10,
but he gets laid every day.
Yeah.
And he gets to eat expensive food and gets infinite money and infinite travels. His frequent flyer miles got to be great.
The story approver lifestyle is not that. I don't know. What's a 1? Who would be a good 1? Comparison?
Enigma.
Homelessness.
Enigma.
Homelessness? Okay, it's not that bad. I'd say it's like a 4.
Still better than an Enigma.
Like a 4. Anyone who asks to be a story approver doesn't realize what they're asking. They never do. I didn't.
And now you're there. And you can't.
I could if I wanted to, but I won't.
Fair enough. The next question is, are you interested in the history of Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
If so, what's your favorite piece of Ripper-related media?
Oh, I don't know. I really like going over the letters you'd send to the police and things like that. Just like the taunting and stuff and the theorizing about how they thought he might have been a surgeon just because of how dexterous he was at dissecting bodies. I'm a big fan of the macabre stuff like that, so really just about anything. I've had this username since I was like 9. I don't know what that says about me, but it has literally never changed at all.
Do you typically follow like a lot of true crime stuff?
Oh yeah, my mom is a big fan of watching Dateline, if you know what that is, where they go over the like murder mysteries and things like that.
Yeah, like that, or like documentaries on serial killers and stuff like that.
Ted Bundy documentaries and stuff. I love all that shit.
Luca Magnotta.
Ooh,
what's that one?
Oh,
you don't know Luca Magnotta?
Fuck you! Do not do that. Do not look that up. Don't go into it.
What's it spelled?
No.
Listen. Just go to Netflix. There's a
Netflix series that's safe to watch. It's called "Don't Fuck with Cats." Yeah, it's worth checking out.
Is that what that's about? Is that what that's about?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's really good. I saw it last week.
Why is Luca Magnotta in the fucking? Okay, I need to dial it back and actually explain something for just like a quick hot minute.
Hunting an internet killer.
I write for a living, and I've written a large piece on Luca Magnotta, and it was a few times in my writing about killing serial killers, which I've done a lot of, that I had to take a break afterwards.
You've killed a lot of serial killers?
Written about a lot of serial killers. So I honestly, because there are videos on the internet still of what he did during his killings, and I unwittingly watched a small snippet of one of those, and I needed a fucking break. So don't go looking for information about him too hard, because you will find it, and it's not good, and it's not okay. And
I
can't believe he's getting more fucking press from Netflix, because that's all he fucking wants. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now.
Yes. Now then, my God, I can't believe that rabbit hole just happened. I apologize. Number 3, what is your favorite horror fic?
On the site?
Sure.
It's my favorite horror story outside the site. You know, I read too much on the site. I can't remember the last time I read a real book all the way through. My favorite horror. Let me just open up my library real quick, because I haven't read a good one in a while. Except, I don't know if you know the author Grimm. He's been writing a lot of good horror stuff. That's some good shit.
Grimm's good.
I have no horror stories on the... Oh, I got a good one. Biblical Monsters by Horse Voice. It's probably one of my favorites.
That is a good one.
And
in fact, I was helping at BronyCon sell the physical copies of that.
And then another good one would probably be The Corner of Our Eyes by Damon McRae. And those would probably be... That's probably a close second, I'd say.
That's the top horror story on the site, I think, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it, yeah. There aren't very many good horror stories on the site, and that's probably because there's not a big demand for them. People don't really like horror stories.
I kind of want to do a horror story contest in the near future.
Bro, I want to enter so bad.
Do it, man. I will
thought about hosting one on numerous occasions, but hosting a contest is a chore.
Oh, I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I'll tell you what. You'll be one of the first people I contact.
Okay? Hit me up in the DMs. I want to know.
I wrote a guide on how to effectively do one, because that's a thing that
horror stories are so hard to write.
Not horror stories, but contests and stuff.
Oh,
they are, though.
But contests are also really hard to run on fanfiction and really do it well.
Right.
So, anyway, what is your favorite non-pony species?
I really like the hippogriffs. I think the transition they make from land to water and back again is pretty badass. But, Yeah, I think another question I saw earlier was like, which one's better, like griffins or hippogriffs, and like, it's no comparison. Griffins are shitheads. So I'd probably say hippogriff is the probably not best non-pony species.
Nice.
Do hippogriffs count as amphibious?
Yeah, in their water form, right?
Like it can go from
what's
water to land.
What's the definition of amphibious? Like, just the textbook definition.
You can you can breathe underwater, but you can also live above it.
Oh, then they're 100% amphibious.
I thought that's only if they have their necklace thingy.
Do they have to have the necklace? I don't know the lore.
They have to have the necklace. They shattered that thing and just gave a piece to everyone. Said, "Fuck it, you all have this insane power now."
What happens when the population gets too high? Not everyone can get a piece of the necklace. Can we get a story like that?
What happens?
Can we get like a dystopian story in the future where they're suffering from overpopulation and there's like a class imbalance and not everyone can live underwater, but that's like the best place to be?
There's also the problem that at some point some people are gonna lose their fucking pieces.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine if like the sea, their like kingdom, it's like the top part of the land is like real shit and like kind of poverty line, but underneath is nice because all the rich people still have their necklace pieces and can afford to be down there.
I imagine it'll be like a family heirloom situation where each major family has like a piece of necklace.
Maybe it's like years in the future and Silverstream is like back home and she has to deal with that like class displacement. That could be that. Speaking of original ideas from earlier, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Throwing that one out there.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah, but it would be a chaptered story, so you release the first chapter and you get like 12 views.
Yeah,
despite having an eye-catching premise.
And then the next story posted would be like, look at my pony butt and almost genitals in the
400 votes.
And it goes straight to the feature box. Now then, Moose-tasm's up next. Number 1, Equestria, would you consider it a vacation spot or a permanent residence?
I can't stay there. I feel like anyone who would want to stay there definitely does not think their life is good enough on Earth, which is fair, but I do like my life here. So I would be a great vacation spot, but I am clearly not of that world. I would have no intent on staying there like indefinitely. I have a family and a future career, so I need to see to that first.
You'd have to study like the equestrian history, know the anthem.
Yeah, no, that's so. I'm not interested.
Next question.
Yeah.
Time for some cheeky timeline shenanigans. You must replace one piece of historical artwork, including paintings, statues, literature, videos, with a piece of your own artwork. Your art will receive the same exposure as the replaced work, including published showings, readings, school assignments, and etc. What do you replace with what, and how has history changed as a result?
I was actually thinking of this one earlier, and I don't think it would change history much, to be honest. I'd replace the Mona Lisa, because that thing, I don't know if you've ever been to the Louvre in Paris, is a piece of shit.
What?
It's so underwhelming. It is tiny.
It's true. It's very small.
I have a picture of it on my phone. I could send it if I could find it.
You're not supposed to take pictures of it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Did that change?
Swarm it. Yeah. It's all people are attracted to when they go to the museum.
When I was there like a decade ago, they said no photography.
They don't care. At least it didn't seem... No one was stopping them when they were taking pictures.
Wonderful. They might have changed that.
Are you sure you're not thinking of the...
No, it was the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. This is not something I would mistake, believe me.
I promise they did not care when I went.
When did you
not on this phone.
Maybe back when she went, they didn't want the secret that it was really small to get out to the public.
It's really underwhelming.
Small pee-pee.
It's just a drunk girl.
I replaced the Mona Lisa. The only reason it was so good is it was like a commission for the king or something like that, and it's like, who cares?
I thought he painted it as payment to his landlord.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember exactly. I didn't really.
Also, if it wasn't Leonardo da Vinci, if it was just some random hodunk painter that did the same exact thing back then, nobody would remember it or care.
If you go to the Louvre, there are some much more impressive things that you can find.
Yes, agreed wholeheartedly. So much better stuff.
To paint some big titty girl. I mean, come on.
She's not even that buxom, though.
I mean, for back then, everyone had to make.
No. There's paintings from back then, like tits fully out. So
yeah, they don't care.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know. Maybe they got different standards in Baba da Boopy land. I don't know.
They have booby angels. Like
what?
Booby angels. First you had my curiosity. Now now you have my erection.
They have like full booby cherubs.
Do they?
That came out of fucking.
Do they have? Did Salvador Dali make any melting boobies?
Yes, many times. I'll find you pictures of them shortly.
That's on the weekends. That's what he does in his free time.
I don't know where to go from melting boobies, so I'm just going to jump
to the next question.
If you were the very model of a modern major general, would you have information primarily animal, vegetable, or mineral?
What does that mean? I don't know what any of that sentence means.
It's a
modern major general?
It's from the Pirates of Penzance.
I don't know what that is.
I'm
sorry.
It's fine.
Booty Poppers is up next. Who asks, number 1, Celestia or Luna, please answer correctly or I will break your toes.
Celestia.
I think you've answered correctly.
That's good.
He has.
I do know I have answered correctly because I know I can't say his real name. Why? I know Booty Popper's taste, and he likes Celestia more. And I feel the same, and let me explain why. Luna is the most over-fucking-rated character in the show.
Yes.
It's just a 1,000-year pity party angst thing that she did because she couldn't get over the fact that they go to sleep at night. Like, I hate it.
Celestia ain't exactly the model of a modern, competent fucking leader.
No, obviously not. But I don't think Luna's any better.
And she still treats her sister like shit.
Clearly unhinged.
Now they just yeeted the throne to Twilight, though.
It's probably for the best.
It's your problem now.
It's probably for the best. They're kind of dumb as shit.
Now they're just hanging around in a goddamn retirement home.
They're just
how
vibing,
long.
dude.
They literally just created a fucking Kaiserin, and they're like, "Here, it's your fucking your nation now, bro. You do what you want with it."
I think they just saw the baby and was like, "You know what? We're too old for this shit."
Remember when that was your drinking word?
The baby?
Yes.
I still drink to the baby.
For me, I still drink to when Trixie says her own name.
Jesus Christ! That fucking... That's my fault, too. That's entirely my fault. God.
When does she ever not speak in the third person, or does she have slip-ups?
When she's emotional, she slips up, actually.
Interesting.
Well, the whole joke there with Priest is that our friend, Famous, I have to use this fake name, was taking giant swigs of vodka every time she said that and threw up all over the hotel we were in.
Amazing.
While we were sleeping, too, and none of us woke up.
You were also probably plastered then.
I'm still curious as to how vomit got on the ceiling.
Effort.
That's impressive. That's some Exorcist projectile vomiting stuff there.
Number 2. If you were a fruit, what type of fruit would you be?
An apple, probably, because that's my favorite.
Yay! Buy some
or pineapple. I like apples
my man.
Apples. All you gotta do for an apple, you just wash it under the sink to get rid of any pesticides. You chuck it in the fridge, and then when it's nice and cold, you just crunch into it. It takes no preparation, and they're tasty and they're filling.
I would be an avocado.
Okay.
All right, Enigma is a way to go.
I don't like avocado.
Technically a fruit.
I believe it, but I don't like them.
Don't put it in a fruit salad, though.
Can I make a smoothie with an avocado?
I'm pretty sure they exist, or just have like.
Yeah, they do it often. It's a good thickener. Thing. It's very common.
Isn't that like the naked? The naked.
Avocado is like a big health junkie food.
It is.
And it's like a trendy thing. I'm not interested.
I'm not fond of the flavor, so I don't eat it.
I'm already skin and bones, so a pizza wouldn't kill me if I had one.
If it helps, avocado is very high in fat, but they're the good fats, so, you know.
Which one's the good one, the unsaturated or the saturated fats?
Monosaturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
polysaturated is bad.
Yeah, I dipped on bio and chem after I took my required courses. Now it's all math.
Speaking of chemistry, why is Chap Penguin Lips so damn adorable?
Because he is very nice to everyone he talks to. Even if he doesn't like them, which is a talent I don't have.
I'll agree with this.
That's why. It's because he's very amicable. And I'm envious.
Number 4. When?
Booty Poppers, not your real name. Give me like the end of the semester or spring break would probably be just as good. No, I'm going to London again during spring break. Okay, in like 13 to 14 weeks, I'll get back to you on that one. Or just any weekend where I'm not taking a test. He's saying when are we going to keep working on a collaboration story we're doing, I think. That's what that's referencing. Or maybe he just wants to hang out. But we're basically working on a crossover story with Alien, like the original. It's not really a crossover, but it's basically like Alien MLP kind of thing.
Dude, I want to read that now.
Yeah, it's called It Came from the Stars. It's a thriller. It's pretty good. But we haven't done anything for that in a while. And that's my fault. I'll take responsibility.
Good. Someone's got to take care of this child. I mean, Enigma. Moving on. Number 5. Who is the best mercenary from the hit game Team Fortress 2? Please answer correctly or I will eat your Adam's apple. That is very sexual.
I'm trying to think of who his favorite character is in TF2 now.
I know.
What would he play? I just said his name in my head just now. Or I almost said it out loud.
Does he play Reaper?
That's not the game.
That's not the game.
Oh, sorry. Okay. He plays Call of Duty, man.
7... Is he a soldier, man? I feel like
yes, it is soldier. Yes, that's.
I knew it. I know it is
because whenever we play like Halo, he would kill himself with the rockets and be like, "Oh, this isn't my favorite class."
I believe.
Number 6, stupid.
I don't think that's a question.
Number 7, Spotify gang or Apple Music losers.
It's got to be Spotify. I unironically love Spotify.
Number 8, do you believe in love at first sight, or do I need to walk by again?
Dude, if he could do a little strut too, that'd be wonderful.
Alright. Number 9, how many pair of shoes do you own, and what's your favorite?
I don't own many shoes. I just got a new pair for Christmas, which I guess are my favorite now. They're like an all-black Skechers brand, and they're very nice. But normally I just wear flip-flops, because they're easy. But
How often do you wear flip-flops?
Literally all the damn time.
Even with the snow?
I live in Florida.
Oh. Even with the hurricane?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What, are my feet gonna get wet like the rest of me? Who cares?
If you live in Florida, why wouldn't you be an orange to question number 2?
I don't like oranges that much. They're too annoying.
Leave right now.
I like orange juice.
He's just peachy.
I have
being
orange
an
juice
apple.
in the fridge.
Wait,
right
do you drink orange juice with pulp or without?
I don't like pulp.
Yeah, neither do I. It's like
I don't understand. You just ruined the texture.
It's just orange gore.
Orange gore.
I like my orange juice like I like my movies.
Drinking the orange awful.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. That's a good movie.
Number 10. What's your favorite smell?
This reminds me of just a couple days ago. I was walking up to campus, and there's like a big hub. It's called the Union. They were making kettle corn, like fresh off freshly popped, and you could just smell caramel all the way across like the campus. So, for that one, I'll answer caramel. How about that? Just like warm, fresh caramel. Because it like spreads everywhere.
That's a good answer. Number 10. What's your fucking doo-doo head? Up next, we have questions from Lucky 7. Oh, yeah.
Seventh Heaven. And whatever other aliases you've had.
If that is your real name.
It's not his real name.
Don't say his real name.
I've had a gun pointed to my head saying I can't say real names.
It's true. I'm holding it.
You sound so upset right now.
Do it, please.
The next question is... actually, 7, do you want to ask your own questions?
I would love to.
7, please go for it.
All right. Real quick before I ask these, also, Kyrie, the next person to ask questions, had requested that Flam read them, if that's okay, because she loves his voice.
Yeah.
Aww.
Wait, really? Damn. Alrighty then.
Flam, you do have a good voice. Don't sell yourself short. Much better than mine.
Much better than mine.
All right.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, fucking priest?
Priest voice is okay, but it's not Flamin's.
I don't have
you know,
the dulcet bass tone.
Alrighty, so my apologies. Whose questions am I reading?
Okay, no, 7.
So I'm reading mine, but
and then you're gonna do.
Then
you'll do.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So my first question for you, Jack the Ripper, is who is your favorite writer for the show based on volume of good episodes?
I gotta be honest. I don't keep track of who writes what episodes, so I don't know the names off the top of my head. I can tell you my favorite episode.
Question about that one random game, but you didn't look up my question about the writers.
I'm sorry, man. I haven't watched the show since season 8. Who wrote the episode "The Magic Inside" with Colorachura and all that? Is that what the episode's called? Where it's Applejack and Colorachura?
That's the
Colorachura.
What? Who wrote that one?
I'm thinking of Sia Pony. My bad.
Who wrote that one?
Amy Keating Rogers.
I like that writer. Then that's my favorite.
She's good. She also wrote for Johnny Bravo.
It's a little bit before my time. I didn't really watch Johnny Bravo when it was a thing.
All right.
I mean, wasn't Johnny Bravo around during like the Powerpuff Girls and all that?
Yeah, it was like
early
2000s.
all the time.
I watched the Powerpuff Girls. I was really excited when they said that they were remaking it, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, this is hype as fuck. And then you see the actual thing, and you're like, oh, I'm so sad.
Yeah, when they twerked the title inside.
They voted too.
The announcement thing, like the trailer for the remaking it, is like a 10 out of 10. And they just cuck you with the actual show.
All right, Jack. What would you say got you started writing?
I think I answered this one already earlier. I had anger issues when I was younger, so it calmed me down.
All right. My third question is, why did you steal Kyrie's heart? I'm so dead inside.
7. Such a sad question with context. I did not steal her heart. At least I don't think so. I don't think on purpose.
You stole her foot. Drink.
I plead the fifth on that one. I steal everyone's toes. I don't discriminate.
Speaking of toes,
So fetish confirmed. Continue.
Okay.
How do you feel about toes?
Excellent. Keep it up.
How do you feel about hooves?
Bro, could you imagine if horses had toes? Like 10 out of 10 right there.
Please stop.
I just imagine them running around with Nike shoes.
All right. My last one is, what story of yours would you recommend to everyone, and what story on the site in general would you recommend to everyone?
Okay, I'll answer the second question first, because that's easier. My favorite story on this site by far is not a horror story. It's actually Hard Reset by Aiken, the first one. It's not even that long, but it's like there's no words that don't matter in that story. And I have a big problem where my attention span's like a goldfish, so I'll if it's not interesting in the slightest, I'll just skip over it. I'll skip whole paragraphs of exposition because they're just worthless to me. And I can still have a good idea where it's going. But that story, every word is good, especially because the narration is all in Twilight's head. So the inflection of it, it's really snarky. It's season 1 of her, or season 2, where she still has a bit of sass to her, and she's not gotten completely goody two shoes. So it's 10 out of 10. It's the best iteration of Twilight, and she's a sarcastic shit. And then my favorite story, it's a harder question to answer. My favorite comedy I've written is probably Press Start to Die, that I had in my head for literally a year and a half and couldn't just get out of my head. But my favorite drama I've written would be A Piece of You, which I wrote for Famous's contest. Very emotionally charged, professional stuff.
What place did you come in that again?
I did not place.
See,
I wasn't even mentioned.
I voted you for the top 3. I thought it was really good.
Cheers, bud. But that's okay. To this day, I think I've won 1 out of the dozen or so contests I've written for, which is fine because it's a good motivator. I like the competition.
I remember writing a story one time that a lot of people liked. Then I got messaged, and then they said, "Hey, this would be excellent for an entry to this competition here that had a decent following." I'm like, cool, okay, I'll submit it because why not? First competition ever, and I fucking won it.
I'm hesitant to say my favorite story is a negative, but I think it is. But it's that story, speaking of contests, that story was a double winner. I created a story specifically to fill 2 different contest prompts at the same time, entered for both, placed for both. Crowning achievement of my career.
That's fucking awesome.
Winning one, second place in the other.
GG.
Glorious. Has an audio rating. Not done. Hasn't been updated in over a year and a half. But it's okay, here's why it hasn't been updated in a year and a half. It's not because I don't want to. I do, but I don't want it to be bad. I don't want any chapters to be bad. But as you write less and less, your skills atrophy. So if I were to get back into that story immediately, the chapter would be mediocre. So I have to write something else before I write a negative to limber up, kind of stretch. But I don't want to write anything else. I want to write that. So it's a tough dilemma.
I feel that. That's why I've just stopped caring about the quality of the shit that I release.
I can't.
So I just get it done.
It's not in my nature to just not care. I care about everything too much.
I have a suggestion for you.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay, well.
I'm starting to take my own advice.
Just don't, Forehead.
Just stop it. Get some help.
Kyrie's up next, so that's you, Flannel.
Oh, huzzah. Fucking questions from Kyrie. So, she begins by saying, "These questions are for my one true, in italics, love. Number 1. How far do you have left in school?"
This question hurts. Because I could theoretically, if my work ethic was a lot better, I could be done in 2 years. But
and how long are you actually gonna do it for?
3 to 4.
Makes sense.
This dude spent like months complaining to me that he thought he was going to fail his Calculus 2 class.
I withdrew from Calc 2 the first time.
Dude, I failed classes too, but listen, he's sitting here this whole time saying he's going to fail, then he gets an A.
It wasn't even an A, it was an 88, and they rounded up because
you
there
were
weren't enough A's.
that kid. You were fucking that kid in high school.
Flamin', my test average for the first test, the first time I ever took Calc 2, was like a 43. I was horrified. Because this is coming from someone who's like never, like, you see a C and you're like, ew. You get a 43% back and you're like, holy shit.
No,
I was trying. I was trying too. That wasn't even like I blew it off.
Yeah, man.
Calc's a fucking nightmare.
I mean, dude, I was a math major for 3 years too. I failed intro to math logic.
I still probably got
was
3.
shit.
I still probably got a good 3 years, maybe more.
Like, I could track to the absolute word in the textbook where things stopped making sense. Like, that bad.
The opening, the contents, the list of contents.
Yeah, literally, very good. No, like 2.5 chapters in, everything made perfect sense. Then suddenly the book assumed you knew something, took it further, and never explained how you got there.
Yeah, I'm taking this semester. That's not one of the questions, but I'll answer anyway. I'm taking Russian engineering statics, Calculus 3, and Introduction to C, programming.
Wow, and, you really want to fucking kill yourself, don't you?
No comment. But I am pressed for time often, so that's why the interview's on a Saturday at 7 as opposed to even a Sunday wouldn't be very good. Because I told you I've started working out again, and that shit tires me out because I am skin and bones. So.
Right. Well, alright then. Number 2, what are you majoring in?
I am an aerospace engineering major, BSAE.
Goddamn.
You know, like,
what a badass.
NASA or something?
Yo, if I get an internship at NASA, that'd be wonderful. But honestly, I'll take whoever will take me for a decent salary. I'm not picky.
Jack confirmed for whore. Okay.
Yeah. The ideal career would be at like SpaceX. I've heard they work you to the bone. But I've already worked to the bone, so how much worse can it get?
Jack confirmed for whore who likes to work bones.
Hey,
Jack confirmed for skeleton.
Fucking. Oh, but it could get worse. It could. Be our protagonist.
This can't get any worse. It got worse.
Those are some very, very prophetic last words, my guy. Rightio. Number 3. Who do you love more, me or Seven?
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. How do you say her name? I just always called her by her first name. Kyrie? It's gotta be Seven. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you.
It's gotta be Seven.
Foot.
Alrighty. Moving on. Number 4. Toes?
I don't even know where this joke started. I swear it was Booty.
It was
that really started this.
Yeah, because he was talking about toes one day in the chat, and everyone else was like grossed out. And
then I just joined him because, of course, I would.
Yeah, and then me and Kyrie in my personal server just started doing it with him to freak everyone out, and now it's just a thing, and literally everyone does it.
Yeah, I just kind of piggyback off of some of the stuff he says, because he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, like, if I make him mad while we're playing Payday 2, he'll just be like, I don't want to play this anymore.
You'll say something, you'll talk back to him, and he'll go, okay.
Yeah, like... I said something mean to him the other day. He's like, I'm going to get my mom. I'm telling her on you.
I don't know if that answers the question, but that's the origin of that. For context.
Nice.
Yes. And number 5. Your favorite story you have written so far?
Technically, Seven didn't ask this. Or did he? What would I recommend the most?
Recommend the most.
Yeah, I just asked which one you.
I would still recommend A Piece of You and Press Start to Die as what I would recommend reading, but my favorite is A Negative, just because it was a big accomplishment. I got a lot of things done that I wanted to do in that story.
There you go. And she ends with "Love you, Bibby. Have fun."
I've been having fun. It's okay.
Gross.
Right.
Up next, we have Raycon, who asks, "How does it feel to approve my train wreck of a story that I wrote a few years ago?"
I feel nothing.
Good.
It's not supposed to be a depressing remark. I have approved hundreds of stories. Literally, probably hundreds. I do not know what his story is. Like, I'd have to look it up and be like, oh, it looks okay.
Look, he doesn't even have a story on his account.
Okay. I mean, I could bring it up in the back end and see what I might have approved. Hold on. What did I approve of his?
Let's see.
I'm going to double check. I have not approved anything by you. What are you talking about?
Wow.
This whole thing was just a prank.
Fuck that. Next question.
It said 2 stories approved by Meester, none by me. Under the deleted stories, because he just deleted stories, nothing here. None by me. Talking out of his ass, I'm calling him out.
Up next is a question from Anani Moose. The question is, what?
You get these people, Priest.
How?
What is this question?
I don't even know, man. It's Moose. Chad the Lad is up next and has a random assortment of questions for you. Number 1, Star Wars or no?
It's okay. I think it's a little overrated. But I think a lot of people take it too seriously when I think most people just go in for it for the, flashing lights and, lightsaber battles. For the people who are like, oh, this is shit, Disney bought it out, the quality's gone down the drain. It's like, whatever, man. You just came in for the battles, and maybe appeal to the geeks who like to study the midichlorians or whatever it's called. Between Star Wars and Star Trek, I think I like Star Trek more for the sci-fi appeal, personally.
My African American.
Which of the two has better porn? Because man, Jar Jar Binks.
Star Trek.
It's really.
Yes.
Star Trek has some great porn, my dude.
When I think of Star Trek porn, all I can think of is green ladies.
I have not gone looking.
You should. Yeah. It is a rabbit hole, and you will have fun.
All right, I'll give it a shot later.
Give it a shoot. From your
favorite movie of Star Wars, probably A New Hope, which I feel like is a safe thing to answer.
I feel like as long as you don't say episode 1 or 2, people won't crucify you.
Isn't even episode 3 bad? Like the whole trilogy?
Episode 3 is actually considered pretty good.
Which one's 3? Is that Phantom Menace, or is that the first one?
That's the first one. The third one is Revenge of the Sith. It's the one with Anakin and Obi-Wan having their duel at the end.
All 3 are bad. Continue.
That one was good. You're wrong. Sorry.
You were the chosen one.
I like A New Hope.
Annie, you're breaking my heart! Oh my fucking god!
The writing in all of them was terrible, even the first 3.
No, because George Lucas is good at sci-fi, but he was terrible at dialogue.
Like even in the first 3 movies, it was you could tell he was just making it up as he went along.
It's so coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
It's so bad, you guys. Next question.
Number 2, video games or no?
So many.
What's your favorite?
That's a bit more difficult, because I've played thousands upon thousands of hours of games. My favorite game I played when I was younger would probably be Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
Even though it's not very good.
Dude,
like, in terms of quality, it's not great, and you know that. The quests are very cool, but the dialogue is hot garbage, and you know I'm right.
Would you say the quest to gameplay is better than Skyrim?
Yes, %. But it's not a good game, but it's one of my favorites. The Assassin's Guild in Oblivion, amazing. I love it. That's probably one of my favorite games from childhood.
You know, I could lie. When I did the Assassin's Brotherhood and freaking the Dark Brotherhood or whatever in Skyrim, it was so weak, dude. Like, it wasn't even worth my time.
No, it wasn't. Like, I think I was bringing this up earlier, 7. I got GTFO, which, by the way, you should get it with me. It's this new survival horror first-person shooter that's, like, really difficult.
I think I
got it, like, a couple hours ago. As soon as this cast is over, man, I'm going back to that and playing that till the AM.
I will grab that with my refund when it comes through.
Okay.
Nice.
But my favorite game right now, I guess, is just Rainbow Six Siege. But I haven't played it very much recently.
Next question is, do you have a favorite dad joke?
I think this guy might get mad at me, but I don't like dad jokes very much. I think they're not a very good form of humor. At least, well, it's not. They're not for me. How about that?
Humor? I hardly knew her.
It's pretty subjective stuff, but I think dad jokes are kind of meh.
Hi, meh. I'm Priest. Number 4. What's your favorite color?
Red.
Number 5. What is your favorite music genre?
Alt rock. I have a lot of. I like good music, you know, but they come in a lot of genres. The only thing I really don't like is the ultra country music and stuff like that, where all they talk about is, you know, drinking beers on the porch and loving Jesus and all the other country stuff.
They're kick off my boots.
Yeah, basically.
You don't like the songs about bringing the horses to the yard? Horses in the back?
Horses in the back. That song is actually okay. But, yeah. I guess alt rock is my favorite.
What is your current favorite meme?
Current favorite meme? A man has fallen into the river at Lego City and needs your help.
What the fuck?
Have you not seen that? I can post it in the...
Please post that.
Hold on.
Post it, because I don't understand this.
It's terrible. It's a Lego City advertisement of this guy, like, doing this really dramatic voice advertising, like, the new Lego playset. And he goes, "A man has fallen in the river at Lego City. Build a helicopter."
I think I remember these. I remember there was one about a high-speed chase.
But people have been parroting the shit out of it recently. And that's, you know, memes change very quick, so I'm sure it'll be something in a few weeks anyway.
Now we have... Oh, sorry.
No, that was basically it. I was just saying, you know, it's going to be something different next week.
Now we have questions from a non-pencil. Pencil, how are you feeling? Do you want to ask these?
Wait, did we miss one about cats or cat burbs or fish burbs?
We did, because I have short-term memory.
This is the one I answered earlier on, remember?
He straight up shit-talked griffins.
Yeah, griffins and hippogriffs, and I said griffins are dog shit creatures.
Correct.
I'm sorry, it's, you know, a bitter pill to swallow, but they're, like, canonically assholes.
Now then, we got questions from Pencil. Do you want me to ask some Pencil, or would you like these?
I'll ask them. It'll be fun. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, if you took both NyQuil and DayQuil at the same time, what do you think would happen?
Oh, they just cancel out. One's a debuff and one's a buff, so, you know, PEMDAS, nothing happens.
Wrong. Your heart beats really hard and you feel like you're gonna die. Next question.
I think you didn't take enough. That's the problem.
Good, I'll keep that in mind. So, the next question is, would you rather stuff a baseball up your anus or a marble up your pee hole?
I don't think I could stuff a marble up my dick hole, to be honest. I think that's too much of a stretch.
I assure you it can stretch that big.
Well, regardless, I think with enough lube I could get a baseball up my ass.
Are there like...
There's a quote. There it is, guys. With enough lube, I think I could get a baseball up my ass. JackRipper 2020.
Are there like 8 little anal beads for the pee hole?
Yeah.
There are absolutely sounding beads. I will send you a link. Don't worry. Okay. Would you rather? Oh no. Hey, Jack. What does it feel like to try to pee with morning wood? Please be specific.
I don't know how to be specific about this. It's uncomfortable. And
what happens? Like, what occurs?
You have to hold down on your dick just to keep it from like splattering all over the top of the toilet. It's just a chore. That's what it is.
Does it like have troubles coming out, or is like?
I mean, like it's more force than it would otherwise take, I guess.
I
don't know if it's similar to.
It's like overinflating a floaty and trying to force your arm through it, and your arm is the piss.
I can answer this scientifically.
That's a good analogy.
No, I want it in flowery language, so it's kind of perfect. Thank you, Jack. I now know this for a story I'm going to write. I appreciate it.
See, Jack, what I do is I lean forward and brace my hand against the wall, and I just do that so I don't have to hold it.
I've done that before, yeah. Or you could just sit down is the easiest solution.
But if you sit down, doesn't it like try to rise to the occasion?
Yes, it does.
You lean it right against the porcelain, and
that sounds cold.
It is very cold.
It's not that bad.
Do you not know about shitting boner fear, where a man is taking a shit and he's afraid he might get a boner and it might scrape the inside of the toilet and give him AIDS? Because I have that.
Please tell me this is.
Can you mute him?
Yeah, like okay, so Enigma, just so you know, you're not going to get AIDS from a toilet, and if you really
he lost his right to speak, right?
Yes, no, he totally lost his right to speak. You're fine. And last but not least, hey Priest, would you like to read that last question I have?
Yep. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Upon the table? I don't. I'm very forgetful. I do forget my keys sometimes, but I don't think that's something you forget a whole lot of the time.
You wanted to!
Is this a context thing that I'm missing?
It's a System of a Down song. It's Chop Suey.
Oh, that...
Wait. Oh my god.
Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
What's the actual lyrics to that?
That's the actual
Wake up.
That's the actual
Grab
lyrics.
a brush and put a little makeup.
That's the actual lyrics?
Hide the scars to... Hide the scars to... Oh, hide the scars to fade away the shake up.
Yeah. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to.
The most extreme time with that song is
create another fable. You wanted to.
You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys on the... And then it says, why'd you leave the keys on the table? You wanted to. Okay, sorry. My bad.
The dog singing that song.
Number...
Can I find it?
I know the one you mean. It is a gem of the internet. We got to get through the last few questions. There's very few left. We're gonna do this. Priest, I believe in you.
Yeah, finish on time, man.
Number, not enough coffee. What's a boy gotta do to get some fuck around here?
Yo, bro, come down to Florida and give me a couple dollars, and I can arrange something.
And the next question is: are you actually the
oh my god,
Florida
you're
man?
so far.
The Florida man? Well, I am from Florida. I live in Florida, so I guess so.
You're a Florida man. So all of those all those newscasts where it says like Florida man does this, Florida man does that, it means you. You are the superhero known as Florida man.
Yeah, let's go for it. I just doxed myself, outing myself as a superhero, or is that an anti-hero?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
he's like John Hancock in the first half.
It's like Deadpool, you know, chaotic.
John Hancock.
Hancock.
Okay.
You don't remember that movie with Will Smith, John Hancock? Wait, no, it was just called Hancock.
Yes.
John
Hancock signed the fucking Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, in the movie, he took that name after that guy.
Was that movie even good?
No.
We're going to Nalia. Hi, Jack. Do you like tacos?
It's probably one of my favorite foods, if not my favorite.
Do you like head pats?
They're okay. I feel like that can get awkward real fast. You know what I mean? If you do that to someone and they're like not for it, they're just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It depends on which head is getting pat.
Okay.
And now it's time for questions from Chad Penguin Lips. Number 1. Jack, why don't you do your fucking job.
It's not my job. This is volunteer work. Least stories approved headass.exe. Because it saps away at my energy little by little for every story approved, so I'm trying not to die by 25. That's why.
Next question. You're a carried mod, so why don't you start carrying your own weight, boosted shitter?
I enjoy being carried by Majin, okay? He is a very good story approver, and I am not as good, so I don't mind leaving it that way.
I feel like Chapped is like shitting on your siege skills at the same time with these questions.
Chapped plays Siege too fucking much, so by all means, like, he can be as good at Siege as he wants, but he doesn't go outside and see the sun, so it cancels out.
Hey man, the sun's in the game.
The next question is, Jack, on the scale of 1 to 10, rate your experience as a FemFit mod.
Like a 4, I think I said this one already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was, yes. How do I apply to be a femfic mod?
How do you apply to be a femfic
Because
mod?
how does one become a femfic mod?
I don't know why he's asking me this.
I think Ron Kakrin wants to know.
First of all, you don't want to be. Second, we take story approvers when we need them, which we actually might soon, because Plum left. But basically, we send out applications. It's been a while, because it's been like 2 years. And I was the last one. Me and Majin were the last one, so the process is a bit fuzzy. But the two big things we look for is we look at the application, we review if they're not a shithead. And then we also like recommendations. Like, if some of us know that person, then that's a good sign. And if we can, like, you know, what's the word? Like, attest to their good behavior, then that's a good sign.
I put in my personal recommendation for Milk.
That's about it. I mean, the
if
only
Milk
reason
was
I
a
don't
mod,
think
that would be amazing.
Oh, Milk would be a great mod. Milk, you should be a mod.
Or story
if
approver.
If Milk puts in his name, I'd recommend him, but I don't know.
I'd want to hear you like approving stories and shit.
Some
I'd
of
want
the
to hear
also some of the big moderators. Also, one of the reasons I got in is some of the big moderators also knew who I was as well, and then Chapped was also like, hey, this guy's pretty good. You should add him in here. And Meester's like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah, sure.
Nepotism.
We nepotism now. Speaking of nepotism. Oh, please go.
For people who could become story approvers, I think Milk would have a decent shot at it, actually.
Damn.
Ironically.
Damn. Aight. Now then, it's time for questions with Violon.
I am sick, so let's do this. It's time for questions with Violon.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm great. A little bit uncomfortable after the neck breathing.
Good.
Priest, there's another question.
You are a necrophile, and you are fucking the freshly deceased corpses of your family. When Rainbow Dash comes over and begs you to share your father's corpse with her so you can punch the gut of your father and make the corpse explode its decomposing juices inside her. Will you let your dead father come inside Rainbow Dash, or will you kill her to add her corpse to your fetish collection?
I'm gonna simplify this and just kill her outright, because this just sounds like a horrible situation to be in.
So you're gonna add her corpse to your collection. Got it.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Excellent. So now you're a whore with the corpse of Rainbow Dash. Excellent. This is what we're doing today.
How does this question fit on a scale of 1 to 10 of worst things you've seen in the story submission queue?
2.
Oh, fuck! Okay. Jammer's up.
You think this is bad? That's funny.
We don't. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Jammer. No, we have people that come on here. They bring themselves here. They don't ejaculate on here.
Yeah.
Have you ever came to the cast before? Leave it in the comments down below.
Yeah, that's true.
But we have people that come on here all the time that are just like, "Oh, that's horrible. Why would someone ask that? Oh my god!" And it's like, dude. Anyway, Jammer.
Who reacts like that?
So many people. Normies re.
They need to grow some skin, some thicker.
Wow,
skin.
you just made them think that all of them are just like skinless corpses shambling around. So
you ever watched the Attack on Titan, the one without skin and all that?
Those are our viewers. That's what you're telling us.
Like. Yeah.
All the barflies, they're just like that. Yep, I like it.
It's not their fault they're circumcised.
Well, they're all just leaning over the wall and we're down there.
Going like, fuck again!
Last but not least, Jammer asks, would you hug Thing Pony, kiss them goodnight, tell them every little thing's going to be alright, and of course stick the peener inside her?
Do you know what Thing Pony is?
Is it a ponified version of the Thing?
Yes.
Why can't I?
Because it's Thing Pone, not Pony.
Thank you. Hold on.
To be clear, we're not.
This is for you. This is for you. Look at it.
All the things you could have sexualized. Why did it have to be this?
Look at it. Look at it, though. I mean, come on.
Are you telling me that when the dog body ripped open in the movie and the flower came out to spit on them, you weren't turned on, Jack?
And I feel like you're coming up with this false narrative of me that I'm some kind of sexual deviant. I can assure you that I don't want this thing in the same state as me.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm sorry, but
I like her though.
That's nice, but my dick needs to be ideally like at least a continent away. Maybe, in
Majin, we discussed this.
It's another planet, maybe. That'd be just for the best, I think.
Speaking of planet, we have ran out of planned questions.
We have 3 minutes. The stream is pretty much over.
Well, this was right on time.
I know.
Pretty much.
We are good at this. We try to adjust so we get everything done in the right amount of time. We're fucking good at this.
If someone catches this on places like Google Play Music or asks their Alexa devices to play the Barcast and enjoy this particular event and decide, you know what, I want to ask that kind Jack fellow question, where would be the best question or place for them to send you that question?
Yes. Like, where would it be the best place to ask me questions?
How to contact Jack?
Discord would be the fastest. Femfic, just PM me would be the next fastest.
Are you saying that commenting on the staff page doesn't work?
It doesn't jack shit.
Ha
It doesn't do a damn thing.
Pun.
Bro, there's 1,300 comments on there, and I've never seen a mod reply to one of them.
They might reply, okay, in fairness, they might reply to him like via PM, like answering their questions and stuff, but I don't respond to any of these questions.
Okay, I'm going to go onto the staff page and comment on there that if I get a reply from a staff mod, I'll donate $50 to charity.
Well, you just made a mistake, because I'm staff.
Oh, no!
Oh, you have to donate to charity. What a shame.
Oh my god. So anyway, since Priest is shitposting, thank you so much for coming on. We hope you've had a really good time, Jack.
It's been chill.
Do you have any final words to say to your fans, your haters, everything?
My haters. I don't know if I have haters per se. But I'll be to both of them, I'll be around for a while. So don't count on me going anywhere. Just yet, anyway.
Priest, can you take back over now?
Yes, I can. I'm done shitposting. Thank you for joining us, Jack. It really means a lot. Milk, who do we have next week, or do we? Are we firming that up? Sounds great. We're off to a wonderful start in 2020. So, until next week, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been the Barcast with a non-pencil.
Before we do that, thank you so much for Fiora, the Tank Girl, for being our #1 sub, and thank you to an anonymous cheerer for donating 100 bits. You guys are great.
Yay!
And also, I've been a non-pencil, full of phlegm, again.
Enigmatic Otako.
My nose is stuffy.
Flamin' Werfer.
Ligma.
Milk.
Ligma Balls.
Seventh Heaven, Rose Lucky 7, Lucky 7.
I have too many names.
Our amazing guest, JackRipper.
Thank you for having me on, Priest.
Yes. And I am done.
He's Flutter Priest. He's Flutter Priest,
with
guys.
The podcast.
He's Flutter Priest, okay? He's fucking Flutter Priest, okay?
It was so graceful.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.